Thank you so much for being with me today, David, to talk about your leadership workshop, which you through TriHelix is running at the MetPlunk conference in March. Super excited about it. So would you like to start by telling us a little bit about what you do, what TriHelix does and what the workshop's all about?
Of course. So my journey's been long, like a lot of us when we get a bit old. I started my apprenticeship as a fitter and turner. And when we had a car industry with GMH, and then I went as a mature age student and decided to go back and become a mechanical engineer. And that was in the steel industry. And then, of course, we moved to Brisbane, my family, and we spent a lot of time in mining. And that's where most of my career's been, really, the last 25 years, working in mining. I've been lucky to do some postgraduate stuff along the way. And through my career of working purely on projects, I started to gravitate towards the people side of projects. That was just my personality. And as a result of that, I started researching, what is it about people and how do we make projects successful with people? And that led me to write a number of books on the topic as I interviewed people and understood what it really means. And what I've learned is that projects don't fail technically. They fail because of people. And people go, why? No, it's a technical thing. I said, well, if you ask why did it fail, you might say, well, people didn't talk. Well, that's a people thing. So pretty much the last part of my career, I've dedicated my time to try and understand the people side of projects. And then as I get towards the end of my career, wanting to help the next generation of engineers who are technically competent, they do wonderful work, but I really want to help them understand that the technicals are given when we do projects, but how well you engage with people is what will make you successful and your project successful. And that really is the essence of what the workshop's about. My career primarily has been facilitating projects. So I've been blessed to travel the world, running workshops on scoping up projects, getting alignment on projects, kicking off projects and things like that. And I would like to bring some of that knowledge and stories, good and difficult ones, to share with the cohort of new young engineers.
Wonderful. So, David, you've worked with a lot of large mining companies. I do know that from having previously worked with you through SEEK, which was a wonderful experience through your workshop and particularly online facilitation in that instance. So, you've also worked with individuals in this setting as well.
Definitely. Where I'm going now is all of us go through career changes and I'm starting to do a lot more mentoring. So I'm quite, again, fortunate, Janine. I'm now working with 4 universities, mentoring students, postgraduate students and undergraduate students, helping them to try and deliver project success, helping them understand it's not about them passing their degree. It's a given they're going to be technical, but how well they engage with people to take that knowledge into the actual workforce. And I'm enjoying that immensely. It's a shift from the primarily in the projects to actually now helping that next generation be successful.
Fabulous. So you mentioned young engineers. What would you say the target audience is for this?
Well, I shouldn't say young because when you're as old as, I'm not going to go there, but
everybody's young.
Everybody is old. So for me, I'm looking for engineers in the first 10 to 15 years of their career because people who are older, all we would do is share stories and be a self-help group. But I think for the younger ones, there's some insights in their early careers where they will be stressed, as we all are, and trying to work out, well, how do I make this thing work? And they're the group that I would really like to help. So, yeah, up until 15 years sort of thing. They're generally technical professionals who are very good technically at solving problems, or they could be project leaders who are running small projects as well. They're the cohort that I'd really like to help them think about what they're doing and then potentially help them with their next move. Where do they want to go? And I know we talked about this, Janine, when I interviewed you for my last book. We talked about where should you go in your career, and you were really helpful with all your insights.
Thanks, David. And yes, I can fully appreciate that having more people like me in the room wouldn't be very useful as far as the type of outcomes that we're looking for, although I'll certainly pop in. So yeah, I think so that 10 to 15 years out, and of course, not just engineers, there'll be a lot of other technical
Yes.
people. So, they're mostly going to be scientific or, they could be in the marketing area or product development, geology, etc. So, of course, that would also be really relevant for them. So, in terms of how the workshop will run,
Yeah.
can they bring specific examples along to work through, or will it be more of a generic kind
It'll
of?
be more of a generic, but I would like them to
Mm,
do some self-assessment around their leadership style,
mhm,
which we'll do some self-assessments about how they run projects. And again, these self-assessments are all about the personal skills they have at developing. It wouldn't be a technical thing. And I appreciate what you said, because my new book is called Technical Professionals. So while I said engineers, I'm also working with
mm.
marketing people and mentoring them, because projects happen all the time. They're not just engineering, they could be any type of skill. So thank you for making that clear. It's people who need to run projects, and that's what I'm
Exactly.
focused on.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths of MetPlant is that it is multidisciplinary, and even though it has the word metallurgy in its title, there's obviously a lot of other talented and different background people who are involved in that process, including also social scientists as well, which are very much involved in the project loops when it comes to resources projects. So that's great. Now, you did do a quick mention of the book there, David. I
Yes.
think you've got some other resources that people can look for, or will provide some links, I think, through to your website, and they can do a bit of pre-reading and downloading some free information
Yeah.
ahead of that.
So people will be able to go to my website, and there's 3 videos, short videos that talk about the actual content that we will discuss. So that'll give people a chance. Is that what they want to learn and want to discuss with their peers? Equally, they'll be able to download this small pocket book. Now, this small pocket book has all of the graphics and the intent of the large book. So they'll be able to download that small book and get a feel of the models and the thinking and the stories that people have shared with me through their careers. Because when I write these books, Janine, I don't think I'm very clever. People talk and share their stories. And all I've done is catalogued over 180 stories from people within our industry to write these books over the past 15 years.
Exactly. So I guess that's where that element of the storytelling comes in. People can read all of that before they come, rather than having those people physically in the room. So is there any big advantage, David, to this being face-to-face? Is that important for you? Because I know sometimes circumstances mean you can't do things face-to-face.
It's interesting because you and I have been on that journey, and before COVID, I ran Thales and Workshop face to face, and when I went into COVID, we had to pivot and we started to go virtual. And in doing that, I've learned that you can do really well virtual. That's what I've learned in running over 200 virtual workshops, not training, physical workshops to solve problems. What I have learned in that journey, and there's another publication that I wrote, was face-to-face is really good for emotions and connecting. If it's a transactional thing, like a simple root cause analysis, sometimes that's just data coming out on the screen. But what I have learned is that when you go face-to-face, you're able to connect at a different level.
I think that is really important, and I think that's a real benefit of running this alongside MetPlant, because those people are going to be in Adelaide.
Yes.
They're going to have had their fill of technical information over the past at least 3 days. For some of them doing workshops, it'll be 5 days. So I know, David, you've been to MetPlant.
Yes.
You were at MetPlant in 2023, and we did a panel session for Seek there, launching the Global Water Initiative. And we had some interaction, through Mentimeter, and we brought in people from other countries and so on. So with the benefit of that too, a bit more about, kind of the people that will be at MetPlant. So I think that's a real bonus as well, and important for people to know.
Definitely, it's my cohort.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
for sure.
It's more fun when you're with a tribe and you connect to the tribe. It's just easier. So
Exactly.
yeah, it is. And maybe that's what the training will do. It'll help people understand that you have to work outside your tribe sometimes to get things done, but it's sometimes easier to be in the tribe. I get for sure.
Yeah. So I think in closing, David, I would just re-emphasize that the point you made right at the beginning about it's not the technical issues, it's not the ore body that fails when projects fail. It is 99% about the people and the processes and the way all of those things come together. So having these skills is just incredibly important. So thanks so much for joining me today. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing about MetPlant, about the workshop, or anything else?
All I would like to say is everyone's welcome to come along and share their story in this group environment in the workshop, and just be open to new ideas and be willing to participate. I think that's the most important thing, and learn from your colleagues, because that's where we do our greatest learning, through our colleagues.
Exactly. And it's only half a day, but then you get to stay for lunch and have more discussions for those who want to do that as well. So excellent. I look forward to seeing you in March.
It'll be wonderful to catch up.